Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So if you watched last week's video, you'll have heard me talking about roof insulation for my workshop. So I bought some rock wool insulation and some tin sheets to insulate the roof. Thought I might as well make a video of it because it's sort of progression of the workshop, and also there might be some people in the similar situation that might find it useful. So yeah, we'll video it. So for today we're going to do the bit above where that sort of mez floor is, because we can do that without a lift, and then tomorrow I've got a cherry picker or a lift coming to do the rest of the workshop. We can do that bit, see how we're going to do it, and then rest of the week get on with the rest of the workshop. So that mez floor there is only really for light storage. It was just something they put up when they put the shed up. It's sort of at that height because it just sort of matched up where the bolt holes were in the original posts. It was a second-hand shed. But yeah, strong enough to walk on and put a bit of stuff up there. But there's a few brackets and stuff I need to cut off. So I'll go up there with a battery grinder, cut the brackets off, and then get organised and work out how we're going to do it. Right, so I just brought my insulation in, so that's all my insulation. And then my sheets. So there's two roof sheets, two clear sheets, cut in half to go under where the skylights are. And then I think it's 74 or so of them sheets. This is the insulation, but because it's only 1200 wide and the gap between the purlins is 1800, I think rather than put the insulation that way, we'll cut it into lengths to fit in between the purlins and put it in that way. So if we fasten one sheet up first and then stuff the insulation in and then work our way along and do that, I think. And the tin will hold the insulation up rather than trying to do it the other way. And if we did it the other way anyway, we'd have to chop rolls up and it might not work out right by the time we get to the end. So I think that's the best way to do it. So we've got 2 tins up so far. I'm just sort of working out how to do it. So we're tucking it up under that steel work there, which is just kinking it a little bit, and then we're cutting the insulation in sections to go in, which seems to be working pretty well. So we put the tins up first, screw them on, and then slide the insulation in. Right, so we've got to there so far. We've got a fair bit of overhang on there, but it should be alright because there isn't much overhang on that sheet, so that'll support that. Maybe should have worked out the sheet lengths a bit better, but we can manage as that. But because we're not starting right from the outside, we're starting again that steel there. It's not going to match up for where the roof lights are. So we're just going to put a bit of a wooden frame in where the roof light is, because when we chop this sheet down, there's going to be like one long narrow bit of sheet left. So we put a bit of wood in there and a bit of wood in there, then we can chop round it and fasten it to the bit of wood as well. These sheets are quite thin because they don't need to be very thick because they're just going underneath. So I think that's going to be the best way of getting around the roof lights. And obviously we'll have to take the lights off, put the sheet up and then fasten them back up again. Right, so cherry picker arrived this morning, so we can get up there to the bits we couldn't get to before. I've got some bits of timber put in around the roof light, so there's a bit to trim off there. Got this one trimmed down, so that this sheet can go up, and then we'll have to put some insulation in there before we put this sheet on. We'll put the insulation in through that end, put them sheets in, and then put the insulation in through that way like we were doing. And then we've just got the light to undo and move and put back up again. Just looking at the condensation this morning, you can see on the old sheet how badly condensed it is on there. And this sheet we put up yesterday, there's a little bit on it, but nothing like that. So hopefully that should cure my problem. So it all runs down to the purlins and then drips, gathers on the purlins and then drips down off there. Right, we're getting there slowly, but it's taking a bit of doing. So, yeah, I've got some insulation stuffed down inside there. The insulation on this last sheet, I'd put some band across and then sat the insulation on that, and then put the sheets up. A bit more to go in there, and that's all to stuff with insulation all the way across, and then we can start putting these sheets on across here then. The only thing we might have a problem with is the skylight, because of how the ridges are on the sheets, and it doesn't sort of match up. The skylight ridges might not match up, if that makes sense. I don't know, we maybe should have started where the skylight was and worked either way, but anyway. We're getting there slowly anyway. Right, so I've got that far, I've got to there. So we're going to put these top sheets on now. The only trouble is, like when we did them, we could stand on there and lift them up, and then you could hold the sheet up and screw them on. And then when we did them, sort of the wind braces helped, because you could sit the sheet on there, fasten one end up, and then it'd rest on the angle iron, and then you could come to the other end and fasten the other end up. But now when we come to here, we've got no way supporting the top of the sheet, and the basket on the thing is not wide enough for me to stand there and my dad to stand there and fasten both ends on at the same time. So what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to put a ratchet strap from that bracket across to that bracket, tighten it up, and then we can slide the sheet through. The ratchet strap will hold the top of the sheet, and we can fasten the bottom on and come to the top and fasten the top on. And then we'll have to get some stitcher screws to fasten this sheet onto that sheet. Ideally, I should have measured them sheets, should have been longer, and they should have come to that purlin really, but it was difficult to measure without being able to get up there. I just didn't put enough thought into it. But anyway, we can make it work, we'll just stitch them together. And then we'll use a man basket on the JCB to get to that side to put the ratchet strap on. This thing's a bit numb with it having all this swing on it to swing around everywhere, so you've got to manoeuvre it where you want it and then just get to where you can reach to. Yeah, we've got that ratchet strap from there across to there now, and then we can sit the sheets on that, and that'll hold that up while we fasten the bottom on, and then do that all the way across. seems to be working well, that ratchet strap. You can sit it on there, fasten the bottom on, and then fasten the top on. So we're just gonna have to work out what to do with the lights, because where the wires come through, we'll have to either run the wire through the top or make a hole and then run the wire underneath. But we haven't decided what to do with that yet. And then there's some more of that tin to cut out for the roof light. Got my heat gun out to see what the difference is. And you can see, look at that. That where I'm pointing at now is 7.3 degrees. And where I'm pointing it now is 5 degrees. So it's definitely, insulation is definitely helping already. That side's warmer because the sun's shining on it. Right, so that is one side complete then, apart from still got to cut out the rest of where that skylight is. And then I think we're going to make a frame either to go in there or around there, and then fasten the perspex or the clear sheet to it. And then it doesn't matter that it doesn't match up with the ridges. And then if we ever need to take it down to clean it, we can do, just unscrew it and it'll come down, rather than the sheet being overlapped like these are. I think that'll make it easier. So we've just got some more insulation to shove in there, them end bits, and then move on to this side. So this side will be a bit trickier. When we did that side, we were working sort of off that mez floor, so we could hold both ends of the sheets up. This end, this side, it's missing one of the cross braces, so we won't have that to rest the sheet on. So I think if we put a ratchet strap from that bracket across to this bracket here, and then we can sit the sheet on, same as what we did when we did that one. And then we'll have to do something with that, because there isn't enough space between the top of the frame and the purlin for the sheet to fit through. So we'll have to drop that down, whether we just undo the bolts and let it droop down a bit, put the sheet in and then tighten it back up. I'm not sure yet. And then there's a bracket there we'll have to work around, another one there, and obviously the lights again. A bracket to chop off there. But I think this time we'll just do a full row at a time, rather than we did them two sheets and then did that last row of sheets last. But I think this time we'll just go up like that all the way across. When I was saying before about the roof lights, if we'd have started at the roof lights, then it'd have matched up with the ridges, but then we'd have had to cut a sheet down at either side to fit in between the steel. So I think we're right starting at that side and then just working our way across, even though it doesn't quite match up with the roof light. Right, so that's as far as we've got this week. So all that side's done, apart from a bit to cut out around that skylight. And then we've got just over half of that third bay done. So it is just kinking it a bit where it goes over like the eave beam there. But it doesn't look too bad. Looks worse there because I put a row of screws in on the lower purlin rather than the higher purlin. Because it's sort of fastened in there, so it doesn't really need any screws in there. But should be brighter as well. I don't think it looks too bad. Whether we put a ridge piece in there or not, I'm not sure. So it still wants some stitches in as well where it joins, where them sheets join. So yeah, another couple of days, we should have it done. It is quite a slow process, but it's only to do once. So there might still be some trapped condensation in there as well when we put it up, but it's not sealed up on like the eaves on the outside. So if there is any condensation in there, it should be able to get out. And then on a hot day, on a warm day when there's going to be no condensation, we'll seal up the eaves from the outside and get it sealed up. I'm not sure whether it'll condense in the cavity or not, but at least now there's only sort of that much air in between the two sheets. So as soon as the temperature is matched, it shouldn't condense anymore. Where as it was before, like the whole workshop, the whole air in the workshop could condense against the sheets. Where now it's only got that much air gap. So no doubt I'll get some comments to say, why didn't you just spray foam it instead, spray insulate it, spray foam insulate it. I did get a quote for that, was it last year, and it was going to be quite expensive. It was going to be, is it £5,000–6,000 I think to spray foam insulate it. And I did spray some of this bit up here with like anti-condensation stuff. And the overspray was pretty bad. All the overspray that dropped down landed on everything, stuck to everything. And I thought I didn't want that with spray foam, so I've gone for this option instead. So this is what it's cost me to do it. So I got the sheets and the insulation from Jackson's Building Components at York. So the 74 sheets, 3.2 metres long, that came to $15.39. 24 rolls of insulation, which came to $840. Tech screws, 84. 2 roof lights, 120, and then delivery, 50 quid. So that's my total, and then it's plus VAT as well. I claim the VAT back. So £2,634, 16 pence. So I didn't think that was too bad really for insulating all of the roof. And then it's cost me 600 quid to hire this thing for a week. Well, £350 a week hire, £50 for insurance, and then £95 each way for transport for getting it here. So, and I'm going to need that for a few more days yet. And then there's mine and my dad's time putting it up, but not really taking that into consideration as such. So yeah, that's where we've got to. I probably won't record the rest of it because it's all the same now. You've seen what we're doing. But yeah, hopefully that should make the workshop a lot more warmer. Well, obviously I'll have to put heat into it to make it warm, but we have a heater down there, so it should be worthwhile lighting that now. When you lit it before, the heat just disappeared as fast as it was chucking it out, so it was pointless lighting it. So yeah, that's that. It's not been the easiest thing to record, so I don't know what the video will come out like, but I hope you found it interesting anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.